Hello, welcome to Gemstone Tarot weekend reading, gardening by the moon as well. This is the weekend reading for the 17th and the 18th of May 2025 and gardening by the moon. Who knew? I didn't know. Mary, I bet you knew, but I did not know. So we are now in the sector of, God, this is confusing, full moon to last quarter. 13th to the 20th of May. So only just, okay? This is a drawing down energy. I'm drawing it down. This phase is good for sowing and planting any crops that develop below ground. I must tell the fairy godfather because he has an allotment. Yes, the boy's fairy godfather has an allotment, so he probably already knows this, to be honest. He's a Capricorn. Root crops, bulbs and perennials. Bulbs? You do bulbs now? Okay. Lift, split and replant daffodil clumps to revitalise them. Is that for like next year? Divide and replant spring flowering perennials. Direct sow beetroot, carrots, kohlrabi, radishes, spring onions, swedes and turnips. I wish I had an allotment now. Plant summer flowering bulbs and tubers, lilies, dahlias, gladioli. There you go, people. I bet you're glad you tuned in now. You're like rushing out to the garden. And coming up from the 20th, 26th of May, it's a dormant period with low sap and poor growth. Do not sow or plant, but it's a good time for pruning and weeding. Harvest crops for storage, fertilise, mulch the soil. Garden maintenance. Hooters again. Okay. Some cards. Some cards. Beautiful sunny day here in the UK. Has been for ages. This doesn't happen to us. We're all very uneasy about it. Everyone's rushing out. Every time you go down to the park, someone's got some kind of makeshift barbecue and they're like burning beef burgers on it because nobody wants to waste a drop of sun. What do we need to know, please? We're using the Mythic Tarot. Yeah. So I was just wondering whether we're doing reversibles. Revoiceables. Overall energy of the devil. The devil. Interesting. Okay. With the Three of Pentacles. Now, devil represents Capricorn, represents Earth. And also, looking at the rest of the cards, I don't think... I am getting the devil finds work for idle hands to do coming into my head, so that's something. But I don't think... Right, let me think. Now, I don't have the moon diary with me. So I don't know what the moon's in, but I'm wondering if it's in an earth sign. Only because my clearing out energy is so strong at the moment. Strong it is. Let's have a look. I do have an app with the moon, which I never use. It's like, woof. Okay. It's just updating. Shows you that I never use it. It's brilliant though, because about 2 or 3 times a year it just comes out with a completely non-sequitorial quote, which is the whole reason I keep the app, even though it's now just gone completely dark on my phone. Why does technology make things more difficult? Oh, okay, sorry. Right, date. Okay. It doesn't tell me. Oh, I hate technology. I really hate technology. Okay, never mind. I'm getting an earthy vibe about collecting things, sorting things, and a bit like what Leah Lindertz was talking about in terms of heaping up the potatoes and stretching out the daffodils, that kind of thing. In other words, doing the gardener's work. Think of that in terms of your whole life. Half the work of a garden, I don't know why I always end up talking about gardens. Obviously, I need to go and try it. half the work of a garden is the stuff you don't really see. And it's like shoveling SH1T from one end of the place to the other, isn't it? Weeding, grabbing, shredding, digging, you know, stuff like that. So think of that in terms of your finances, going through all of your little bits, how you could save more, how you can, whatever it is you need to do your tax return, fill in the car insurance, you know what I mean, shop around a bit for something, call that call centre. Okay, you get the message. It's not particularly glamorous, but it will be good in the end. It's one of those things. I think of it as Capricorn energy. 5 of Pentacles. I was going to call that the 5 of Pentacles. I don't know what is wrong with me at the moment. 5 of Pentacles. We've got, so this is a king stealing out of his house under cover of night. In this kind of, it's a famous trope in a lot of Greek myths and other myths where a king will disguise themselves as a peasant and sort of take a sackcloth and go off and do whatever they need to do. And with the 5 of Pentacles, it's like, you need to do whatever you need to do. And this came up yesterday in the reading. There is a path you need to tread, or a boat you need to sail, or however you want to put it. And don't let nobody tell you no different, as they say. Don't let anybody dissuade you of this. Because plenty of people might try, and it's a bit unorthodox the way you might want to do it. But you've got to walk your own path with this one. Has to be done. Okay? Then we have the world. Ouroboros, the snake that eats itself. It's quite possible that we are closing out, and I do feel this each year, a closing out of a cycle that's been with us since about end of February, March time of, oh God, it was like wrapping up and digging deep and all of that stuff. And I feel like we're just closing out that cycle. So imagine, like me, you've been doing big tidy ups, and then you come to that bit where you're just putting away the surface bits. You're like, well, that now goes in there, and this now goes in there, and there we are. Okay? Then we have Demeter, our empress. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I love this card. This is like the cover shot for the whole of the Mythic Tarot. I love this because it's Mother Earth energy. We're getting a lot of Mother Earth energy in this. We've got the wisdom here because we've got the source, we've got the water. We've also got the kind of story of Demeter and what she had to do, and how her daughter Persephone got taken by Hades down into the underworld, and she couldn't come back. You know, she could only come back for certain months of the year, which is the months when we're in spring and summer. But in the winter, when all the crops die, it's because she's grieving that Persephone can't get her back up. You know, she's stuck down there. And it's kind of the hard work and the toil and the price that we pay for being a human, but also the harvest that we get. Okay? And it's a difficult admixture, as they used to call it in old books. I like that word, an admixture. We are, or you are, stepping out in an untrodden path for reasons you don't quite get, closing out things you never really understood, but you keep on trucking anyway because you're human. And, you know, where do we live but days, as Philip Larkin would say. No guidance in particular, no sat-nav in particular, Page of Swords in reverse, looking for sense that isn't really there, looking for a plan that isn't really there, the logic isn't really there, and that's okay. But still putting one spade in front of the other. Bing. 4 of Pentacles in reverse, emotional release. And also, this is not about keeping things close or hoarding things. She says, having just taken about 18 bags to the charity shop. This is about sorting through things and only keeping what you need to get you on the path you need to be on. Okay? Nothing extra. It's not about insurance. There is no insurance. It's one foot in front of the other, and that's what makes the path. It was a big one today, as the actress said to the bishop. Leave me a comment and I will see you soon. Namaste.